Welcome. This is Paula Chafee-Scardamelia of DiviningTheMuse.com with your Monday Tarot message from the Muse for the week of August 14th. So this week the theme for your work is the Knight of Wands. Wands is the element of fire in the realm of spirit, creativity, career, and work. The Knight is the one who has done the hard training, really worked at getting better in his fighting skills. He has the resources, he has the armor and tools he needs to go out in the community and serve and protect and be of service for those in the realm. You can see the two dragons fighting here beneath. And this night, though, because of the wands, is all about serving that. You're very much focused on those creative fires that are burning inside you. So it's really about how are you getting out in the community? How are you really out there with your creative work in a passionate, fierce, championing way, using your creative work to be of service to you and your community. The focus for the week is faith. This is a major arcana card. You can see the number 5 down here. You can see the different representatives of the 4 major religions of the world. And then this pillar of light with this writing on it. So faith this week is really about what are the foundations? What are the spiritual foundations in your work? What really gives you the inspiration and the desire and the spiritual sense of wanting to do your work? What is the source for that? How do you feed it? How do you tend to it? Just as these figures are in prayer, how do you practice the spiritual aspect of your creative work? And then we're back to another wand. So you can see all the fire, the red, the orange, and the gold this week. This is the 5 of Wands. You can see each torso, 5 torsos with 5 wands emerging from the same trunk. Your action this week is to stop fighting yourself. Stop all the inner turmoil around the different roles and responsibilities you have and establish priorities so that your creative work can be higher on the list so that you can do the work that you are meant to do. And then finally look for the gift this week. Lovely major arcana card. This is Temperance. You can see her elevated here. Again, she has fire in one hand, but she has water in the other. This is very much about this balance and movement back and forth between the fire of creativity, the fire in the belly, so to speak, and the emotional aspect of it. You can't have things grow. You can't have your creative work grow like seeds if there is no rain to nourish it and if there is no heat to encourage that seed to open and keep growing, pulling that light from the sun. So here's this angel, this spirit that raises and shows you how to balance the work, that gift that comes, that balance, that temperance, that strength. So as we look at the story for the week, there's a lot of fire energy here this week. So we're in the sign of Leo, excuse me, coming up on a major solar eclipse. So it's not surprising to find all this fire energy at work, especially in your creativity and the creative fires that burn within you. So we start out over here with a Knight of Wands as your theme. It's really about being willing to get out there and do battle for your creative work, for your creative visions, and be of service in the world, even when things seem so dark, so at odds, so challenging. You can use the light of your creativity, the fire of your creativity, to be of service to your community. And to do that, you have to come from a strong place of faith. So how does your faith feed your work, your spiritual direction, your spiritual connection feed your work? And how do you feed it with a spiritual practice of some sorts? Because then you can use that understanding, that foundation, to help you establish priorities and clarify your roles so that there's not this inner turmoil among yourself. and really use this opportunity to establish a priority and then work with more clarity and less inner battles. And then finally, when you do that, you receive the gift of greater perspective, greater understanding, greater strength, and that balance between the emotional and spiritual aspects of your work. And as we look at these cards, I also want to mention how interesting it is that these showed up after the events in Charlottesville, Virginia this past week. We have a lot of fire here. This is almost like the torches of the figures who carried the torches at the demonstration in Charlottesville. So it's really, the tarot is really talking to us about how we carry our own fire and how we use it in service to our community, regardless of what we do and who we are. And this is Paula Chafee-Scardomalia of DiviningTheMuse.com, wishing you divine musings.